So Sonic Superstars is only, well, we don't even have a release date yet, but it's coming very, very soon, and I on the one hand am very excited to play this game. Superstars will be the first fully original classic Sonic game in decades, and it looks great. But there is one aspect of this game that kinda put people on edge, and that is the game's price tag. Sonic Superstars is going to have a retail price of $60 US, which is the standard full price of any previous gen game. So far, we know that Sonic Superstars is a 2D Sonic game that isn't really supposed to be this massive AAA adventure like Sonic Frontiers. This is why a lot of people are having an issue with this price tag. Now, personally, I think this price tag is more than justified, but let's look at it from an objective standpoint, and finally determine if Sonic Superstars is worth the full $60 price tag. So let's start with the actual content of the game, because if it were up to me, if a game has more content, then a higher price would be more justifiable. So how much content is confirmed for Sonic Superstars? Well, so far we have confirmation for 12 zones, and similar to most other classic Sonic games, each zone will consist of 2 acts and a boss fight. And if it's anything like previous games, then each act will be around 3 to 5 minutes or so. And let's just say that boss fights take up 2 minutes. So if we do the math correctly, then that only adds up to around 144 minutes of gameplay, or around 2.5 hours. This playtime is not nearly as much as we would hope for in a fully priced game. This has fewer zones than Sonic Mania, which was only $20 at launch. Not to mention how Frontiers, a game that retailed at the same price, has around 10 to 15 hours of content. And compared to other Sonic games that cost less at launch, Superstars doesn't have nearly as much content, and I feel like that's where people have an issue. In my eyes, considering that Superstars is completely new with new zones, new characters, and everything in between, I think the full price tag perfectly compensates for the developer's hard work. There's also another point I want to bring up, and as much as I hate to do this, this is the main point that many people are making when it comes to the price. Sonic Superstars is a 2D game, not a 3D game. I'm not saying that the game being 2D means that there wasn't much effort put into it, but it surely doesn't have as much love and care put into it as something like Frontiers, where in that game they had to invent completely new gameplay styles, along with a new formula that we haven't seen before. Superstars, on the other hand, is just another game that uses the formula and gameplay from the classic Sonic games. It's crazy to me because Frontiers was the first fully priced Sonic game since Unleashed, and let me tell you, when they revealed that price of Frontiers, I was happy. It showed me that they were confident in the scope of Frontiers and the impact it will have. That's what a price tag should say about a game. But with Superstars, I highly doubt they looked at it and said, yeah, this is definitely worth as much as Frontiers, because let's be real, it's not. No matter how much fun you have with Superstars, you gotta acknowledge that these two games in no universe would be the same amount. Will Superstars be better than Frontiers? I mean, maybe, that's definitely a possibility, but just because it's better doesn't mean it's worth more, just due to the scope and amount of content it has. I was expecting Superstars to be the same price as Origins, Colors, Ultimate, and Team Sonic Racing, because even though Superstars is a new game, I think it fits into that category more than the fully priced category with Frontiers. And as I said before, this is how previous 3D Sonic games were priced. Games like Colors and Generations had the $40 price tag because they weren't fully AAA games like Unleashed, and they had significantly less content as well. Superstars should be with those games if you ask me. I also haven't even mentioned that Superstars is most definitely going to have a digital deluxe version that will most likely add content that should have been in the base game like Origins. This is purely speculation though, but come on now, let's be real. This is going to happen. Bro, I can't even imagine having to pay $70 for Superstars and some extra music tracks or whatever. That would be awful. But all in all, is Sonic Superstars overpriced? Objectively, yes, it really is. Now again, I think the price is fine, but looking at it from an outside perspective, it's definitely more expensive than it should be. That's going to end this short video, everyone. Let me know what you think about the price of Superstars in the comments down below. But that's it for this one, so thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.